This hour of the show is brought to you by ZipRecruiter.com. Hiring? Post your job to 100-plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Dave. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us, America. We are glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. 5225. Adam is with us in Houston, Texas. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I had a question for you. I know you don't speak well of whole life insurance, and you push for term as is obviously the better policy and the better practice. But what if somebody, in my case, is blacklisted from term?
Why are you blacklisted from term and not whole life?
Health conditions.
Health conditions are health conditions. If you can't get term insurance, you can't get whole life insurance.
I've been able to get whole life insurance.
You haven't talked to the right term people.
Okay. I mean, I've worked with a couple of brokers and
you talk to what is your health condition?
Crohn's disease. I deal with battles of MRSA on occasion, stuff like that.
Okay. Ouch. That's a painful deal. Well, I mean, it basically life insurance that won't be issued is because they're afraid you're going to die. It's a pretty simple statistical thing, you know? And so there's no way that, I mean, whole life is just such a ripoff that sometimes they'll cheat the edges of an issue, a medical issue, and issue it anyway. But by and large, I mean, it's life insurance. If statistically they think you're going to die, they're not going to sell you life insurance. And that would be true of term or whole life. So I think you just not talk to a good broker is my guess, and I would send you to Xander Insurance and have you sit down or have you get on the phone with them and work through, the app. You can do what's called a dry app. You may have already experienced that, where you do an application without any money, and they run it through underwriting and see if they can, what they call make a market, see if they can place the policy. But it's highly unusual that you can get whole life and can't get term in today's world. In today's world, term is issued on basically the same set of guidelines that whole life is issued on. So I'm going to push back on that and say, if I'm in your shoes, I'm going to really search that out, because whatever you get is going to be highly rated anyway, but you sure don't want whole life, man. It's just a ripoff. So it doesn't change my answer. I'm going to push and learn more. Get on the phone with Xander Insurance, see if they can help you. That's all I can tell you. Ryan is with us in Fresno, California. Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Doing good. Thank you.
Sure. What's up?
Got a question. Me and my wife are in our early 30s. We just transferred jobs. We started the courses about a year ago. All we have left is our car loans, but we haven't done anything with retirement. So we just started new jobs. I have a 401 from Lowe's that I left. I have about $9,000 in it through Wells Fargo, and I don't know what to do with it. My wife has a job from the hospital, and she has a retirement 401. That's all we have. But do we just leave it in that Wells Fargo account, or what do we do with it now that we switched companies?
Well, when you switch companies, what I always tell you to do is to roll your retirement accounts into an IRA, and put that in growth stock mutual funds across four types: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. How much is in those accounts? $9,000 you said in one, and what in the other?
$9,000 in mine, and my wife's is probably about $15,000.
Okay, cool. It's not a ton of money, but I would just roll it to what's called a direct transfer rollover. And what that means is you simply are sitting down with your SmartVestor Pro, and Sorry about that. You sit down with your SmartVestor Pro and you select the mutual funds that you want. You fill out the paperwork. They send the paperwork directly to your old employer's 401k, 403b, whatever it is. The money is then sent directly to the mutual fund company, not to you. That's what I mean by direct transfer rollover. Because if they send the money to you, they're required to withhold 15 or 20% on it. And then you're required to put 100% in, but you've only got 80% to avoid penalties, and you get yourself into a mess. So you want to do a direct transfer rollover on an IRA. And again, I spread mine across 4 types. And then I stop investing. I do not start any new 401ks in your situation till you get these stupid cars paid off. And that's baby step 2. You list your debts smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and attack the little one with a vengeance and work your way right on down. If you've got the 2 car payments, you take the one that has the lesser balance, you throw everything at the kitchen sink at it. Everything you can squeeze out of your budget, everything you can squeeze out of your life, any extra money you can make. And you go at it that way. Alejandro is with us in Omaha. Hey, Alejandro, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. Hey, so here's our situation. My wife and I were in baby step 2. We owe about $18,000 in student loans. We also own a rental property, but it's paid for. We're trying to sell it. It is worth around $145,000, and we'll probably make a profit of about $30,000. That would be, I would think, the base for our capital gains tax. We want to buy a primary residence after we sell this property. Now, the question is there a way to avoid paying the capital gains tax if we were to roll over the money to a new property, even though we want to use some of the money to finish up paying off our student loan debt and also fund our full emergency fund?
Yeah. How long have you owned the rental property?
About 5 years.
Okay. And what'd you pay for it?
$113,000.
Okay. All right. Have you been depreciating it on your taxes?
No.
Why?
It's a property we own overseas in Panama.
But you didn't take a depreciation on it?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you'll have a gain then is the difference. And if your basis is 113, you sell it for 145, you're right. You got about a $30,000 gain. And at 15%, that's $4,500, and I just pay the taxes and then go do smart stuff with the money. We just pay off the $18,000 in student loan, and then use the rest of it to help you buy your next house. You cannot roll it into your personal residence and avoid it. If you wanted to buy another rental property, you can do a 1031 tax-deferred exchange, but I don't think that serves your interest right now. I don't think that's what you're trying to do. If you're going to do that, you probably just keep this.
Yeah.
But you can avoid the taxes.
Our own house and pay off our debt, yeah.
Yeah, you can kick the can on down the road on the taxes by rolling it into another deal. It's called a 1031 tax-deferred exchange if it's another rental property, income producing to income producing. But you cannot do it, unless the property produces income. You don't, the next property, because this current property, it has to be property of like kind. And so I think you're better off pay a little bit of tax here, free up your money, and go do smart stuff for this stage of your life. That's what I would do. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Business is easy until people get involved. In order to find the perfect hire, you have to be intentional with your search. You need ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media, all with a single click. You can also find candidates nationwide, all with their easy-to-use interface. Let them help you the way they've helped millions of other businesses. And right now, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Dave. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Dave. It's Financial Literacy Month, which means we're celebrating anyone who's helping young people or anyone learn about money, but certainly young people. And we have a high school curriculum in, as you know, about 34%, 35% of America's high schools, about a third of them, are teaching Dave Ramsey's Foundations in Personal Finance. And one of the ways we are celebrating Financial Literacy Month is we're talking to a few of these high-quality teachers, high-quality educators about what they're doing. And Eric is with us from Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm well, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve, sir. Thank you for teaching the class. Where do you teach it? What school?
I'm in North Bullitt High School.
Cool. And what grades take this class? What ages?
Primarily seniors. It's a senior elective course here at the school, but some juniors do take it.
Okay, cool. And how long have you been teaching it?
I am in my 11th year teaching the curriculum.
Wow. Man, you've been with us forever. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, well, hey, thank you and your team for providing me the curriculum and the opportunity to change lives as I've been able to do so much in the classroom.
Man,
it really has impacted me personally and my students.
That's amazing. I bet over 10 or 15 years, 10, 11 years, you've got some serious stories. Tell me about some of the kids and some of the things they've done after taking this material.
Well, it's, as you mentioned, I've had over 1,000 people take the course now here at North Bullitt. And, with the help of social media, it's just been a great thing of where the kids can get back in touch with me about the success stories of, anything from so many of them who have graduated college debt-free. I have kids that, who go on and serve in the military, and they come back and they invest their money into the retirement accounts versus going out and spending it like they say a lot of their friends do. And then, just simple things like them coming back and showing me their budgets or showing them, hey, look how much I've got in my emergency fund. And just seeing those types of things happening, knowing that you're having that impact, gives me fulfillment in what I do here at North Bullitt.
Very cool. Well done, sir. Thank you for being one of the great teachers out there. That's very neat. And it is rewarding to, we all wanted to take that class. I remember being that kid in high school. I wanted to take a class. I was always asking a teacher, how's this work in the real world? I mean, I'm taking calculus, and how am I going to use that in the real world? And what's this got to do with the real world, so to speak? And that was always my thing. And this is certainly a class that you use in the real world, even while they're in the class, don't they?
So, yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the neat thing about, I think, what kind of hooks a lot of these kids when I'm teaching them is not only, you're showing them things about retirement and when they're 65 and half of them don't even know what they want to do in their careers yet, but then you start showing them the things like negotiating. They really love that part around Christmas time, or we just had a group went to New York City, and they come back, and the very first day they're back 2 days ago, many of them are running to my classroom to tell me about their negotiation successes that they had in New York City. and so those are the kinds of things that apply to them. So they start to see early on, this is real world. This does apply to me no matter what I major in, no matter what career I go into. This applies to every single one of them that walk in the door in my classroom. Yeah. And that's the first thing I try to impress upon every one of them.
Amen. Very cool. Very cool. Well, Eric, we appreciate you teaching the class again, and for a decade plus. Oh, my goodness, that's pretty amazing. And thank you for being one of the good teachers, one of the ones that changed lives. I mean, we all had those teachers that changed our life. We all had those teachers that intersected our life as we go along, and you're obviously one of them, sir. Thank you so much. Eric from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, North Bullitt High School, teaching Foundations in Personal Finance. If you haven't heard, we are in the middle of Financial Literacy Month, and I mentioned it, I think, last hour, but we're giving away some wonderful stuff to teachers. Go to DaveRamsey.com if you are a classroom certified teacher, and DaveRamsey.com/teacher, and you enter. No purchase is necessary. The giveaway ends April the 30th. We're going to be giving away several $1,000 gift cards. We're going to give away a school assembly with Ramsey personality Anthony O'Neill. We're going to give away a $10,000 Teacher's Lounge makeover and two $5,000 all-inclusive vacations for teachers. And, man, they earn that vacation for sure. This is brought to you by Churchill Mortgage. They're also sponsoring our $58,000 Financial Literacy Challenge. And this challenge includes a brief money survey and a personal finance quiz. And the students that make 100 on the quiz and take the survey are entered to win. So send your high school students to daveramsey.com/challenge. Now, they take the survey, take the quiz, and then they are registered to win. No purchase is necessary. We're going to give away some $500 Amazon gift cards to three underclassmen. And 6 seniors are going to win college scholarships. We're going to give away one $2,000 scholarship, one $5,000 scholarship, and 4 $10,000 scholarships. Wow. Yeah, that's for high school students. Go to daveramsey.com/challenge. Take the quiz, take the survey, and you will be in the drawing. And we want you to be part of that. All of that brought to you by Churchill Mortgage. Shelby is with us in Huntington, West Virginia. Hi, Shelby. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Oh, it's so wonderful to get to talk to you. It's a blessing. I appreciate everything you all do.
Thank you. How can I help?
I'm a little confused. I just recently started listening to you about 3 weeks ago, and I cannot put my phone down listening to you guys. And I even went out and bought me some headsets just so I could do things around the house while I listen to you. I'm excited to listen to you every day I wake up.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and what I wanted to talk to you about is I got married 4.5 years ago, and our house is paid off. It's worth about $250,000.
Good for you.
And yes, we're very blessed. My husband has saved since he was 14 years old, and he knew that he wanted to be able to pay for a house for his wife when he got married.
Wow.
So that's what he did. Yeah. And so I had no idea that he had that saved up before we got married. So that was kind of a shocker for me. But I recently quit my job about 4 months ago. I'm 32, he's 35, and he wanted me to be able to stay home. I got diagnosed with a brain disease a couple years ago, and I didn't want to quit my job, but I kind of did, but we just prayed about it. So I quit my job, and during when I had my medical job, I actually did some cleaning on my day off. And I thought, well, I'll just do that cleaning, just still do it on my one day. Well, it's turned into something even bigger. The whole point was for me to stay home, but I'm so happy doing this every day.
Mm-hmm. How can I help you today?
Well, what I'm wanting to know is we have some money saved up, and I do have a student loan. And just because I've just now come into listening to you, I have recognized that we have gone out of the steps. My student loan is worth $16,000, mm-hmm. And I know that we need to take our money and pay that off.
How much money is in savings?
$100,000.
Yeah, write a check today.
Right. I've been telling my husband we need to do that, but he's the kind that he doesn't want that savings. He wouldn't
borrow money. He wouldn't borrow money to put money in savings, and effectively that's what he's doing. And yes, you need to write a check today and pay off your student loan. That's silly to have $100,000 in the bank and an $18,000 student loan. There's no benefit whatsoever to that. It's just extra risk in your life, and there's no need for it at all. So yes, I would take care of that immediately. And hold on, I'll send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover, which explains the baby steps, exactly why they're where they are, and exactly when to do them, how to do them, and it'll help you. The book's The Total Money Makeover. I'll give you a copy. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Selling your home can be stressful, especially if you don't know the keys to getting it sold quickly and for top dollar. The free real estate guides on DaveRamsey.com/guides will help you take the stress out of your home sale. Go to DaveRamsey.com/guides or text "right listing" to 44222 to download our free home selling guides. Right listing, one word, no spaces, to 44222. Get started on a smart selling strategy for your home. Of Ramsey Solutions, Jamie and Stacy are with us. Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Welcome. Where are you guys from?
We are from the Villages, Florida. Well, that's where we live now, but originally Buffalo, New York.
Okay,
so cool. We've been down in Florida for 4 years.
Cool. And Villages is near what?
Central Florida.
Orlando.
Orlando. Yep. Okay, cool. Good to have you guys. And you're here to do a debt-free screen.
Yes.
How much have you paid off?
So,
we paid off $70,000.
Good for you. And how long did that take?
About 23 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
We started around 40 and now just over 100.
Good. What do y'all do for a living?
I am a graphic designer and currently changing my career to be in real estate.
Okay.
And I was working at a gym as a trainer a little bit, and we also own a business together as far as what we do on a daily basis. She helps me a lot with that. We take care of homes for retirees and own a lawn care service also.
Okay. So where did the big jump in income come from?
God blessed us. Our business took off. The first year was very difficult starting out. The 2 jobs we had plus that, and it was tough, and we weren't really sure where we were going to go with it, but he did bless us, took care of us, and it's taken off.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of $70,000 debt did you have?
Mostly student loans and a car. About 60 of it was student loans.
Okay. How long you two been married?
Almost 5.
Almost 5 years, yeah.
So what happened 2 years ago that put you on this debt-free journey? Tell me how this happened.
Well, we were in the beginning of starting the business and working our jobs, and one day it kind of just hit us because we didn't really realize until you put it all on paper how much debt you really have. And we weren't sure where we were going to go with it, and we just prayed and prayed, and we got to the point where we were ready to pack up and move back to Buffalo and try it again back home because that was all we knew. We didn't know if Florida was for us. And one day it just hit us. We were sitting in church. We owe a lot of credit to our church in Ocala, Florida as well, and they offered the class. It went across the screens that they were offering financial peace. We really didn't know much about you or the class at the time, but we said we have absolutely nothing to lose. What we're doing isn't working. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And we were both all in 100%. That changed everything for us, the way we handle money, how we look at it today, and we're blessed.
Good for you guys. Wow. Well, thank you. Glad financial peace worked. That's good stuff.
It was huge. So
very fun. Congratulations. So you paid off $70,000 in 23 months. That's a lot.
Yep.
How's it feel?
Amazing.
Good. Yeah, it's nice to not have the student loan companies dipping into your account every month, taking that anymore, and it's done. We don't owe them anything.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? What did it for y'all?
I think definitely staying focused. We had to make a lot of sacrifices along the way, but definitely being together as a team, and we never really had money fights or anything like that. We stuck together as a team and made it. What
was the biggest sacrifices?
I think for me personally, basically we couldn't do vacations, we couldn't go out to eat, couldn't buy new clothes. My friends were giving me their used clothes, which were great, but I couldn't go shopping or anything, but it was great. We ended up, after we paid off our debt, we went on a cruise to celebrate, which is kind of funny, and we slept the entire time because we were so tired from working for so long, but yes, it was great.
That's awesome. I love it. Very cool. Where was the cruise to?
Just
you
to
don't
the
know.
Bahamas.
You were asleep. Yeah.
Yep.
Well done, you two. Very well done. I'm
you.
proud of you. You guys are heroes. You took control of your life. Way to go.
Thank you.
Very well done. We've got a copy of Chris Hogan's book, Retire Inspired, for you. That's the next chapter in your story to become millionaires and outrageously generous along the way. So you're set up to do it, guys. You're going to win. It's very, very cool.
And I think another part of our story, too, which was kind of cool how it all finished, how God really blessed us, is just recently, after we followed through with that and got debt free, we were able to purchase a brand new home and build a home, which was kind of cool because I never thought that would have happened in a million years. And to be able to do that was like, I mean, when you give it all to him.
That's a dream come true right there.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very well done. All right, Jamie and Stacy, Orlando, Florida, $70,000 paid off in 23 months. Income went from 40 all the way up to 100 during that time. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt free.
I love it. That's how it's done, baby. That's how you do it right there. Well, it's book tour week around here. We launched Christy Wright's Business Boutique book, A Woman's Guide for Making Money Doing What She Loves, on Monday. It is blowing up. Yeah, I mean, you've heard of somebody getting a promotion so strong that it shuts their servers down. We always laugh and say it broke the internet. Well, we just broke Amazon. Yeah, Amazon ran out of books. How does that happen? Well, I mean, we did it. I'll tell you, it's pretty amazing. The book's just selling like hotcakes. It's coming off. It's just white hot. And thank you guys for your response to this. We really appreciate it. If you go to Amazon and you don't like the date of delivery on there, you can just jump on DaveRamsey.com and buy the book. We've got them. We're not out of books. Amazon just didn't order enough, apparently, and we just blew them up. So it's a good thing, I guess. But if you need the book, just go to DaveRamsey.com. She will be signing books tonight. That's Thursday night in Nashville at the Factory in Franklin. And that's a special event because that's a homecoming event. The first 100 in line will get gift bags of wonderful items brought to you by women-owned businesses in the Nashville area. It's going to be an absolutely incredible event tonight. Coffee and donuts and all kinds of goodies out there. Come out, get your book signed, hang out. We're going to have a party at the Factory here in a few minutes. So come on, it starts at 6 o'clock tonight. You don't want to miss that. Then we will jump on the plane and fly to San Antonio because in the morning, first thing, Christy will be on stage. I'll be there, too, to do the Business Boutique one-day event. And that starts in the morning at 8:30 Central Time. And if you would like to come to that event, you're in the San Antonio area, there are a few tickets left. I looked a while ago. I think there's 71 tickets left. So that means you likely can get in. Just jump on DaveRamsey.com, get your ticket. You might be able to walk up and get in. If you're not in the San Antonio area and you want to see the Business Boutique one-day event, yeah, we're going to live stream it free on Christy's Facebook page for the first couple of hours. Go to official Christy Wright, Christy WRIGHT, and you'll be able to see the Facebook page. The entire day of Business Boutique will be streamed on my YouTube channel free. So go to the Dave Ramsey Show YouTube channel and subscribe, and you can watch the entire thing all day long free. You can watch the first couple hours on Facebook if you want to. Again, official Christy Wright. And spread the word for us. That's a great bargain. It's called free. You can't miss that. On Saturday, we will do the Smart Conference all day long, and that's all of the Ramsey personalities, plus Meg Meeker and Henry Cloud and Les Parrott. It's going to be quite a lineup, the day-long Smart Conference. Because of that, all of us will be in San Antonio, of course, and Rachel Cruz will be signing books tomorrow night. The night before the Smart Conference. So Friday night in San Antonio, Rachel Cruz book signing, Barnes & Noble on La Cantera Parkway at 6 p.m., Friday, April the 21st. And, of course, she'll be there to sign her number one bestseller, Love Your Life, Not Theirs, her number one bestseller, Smart Money, Smart Kids, and the new book that's out by Anthony O'Neill and Rachel Cruz for high school seniors. 5 Mistakes You Can't Afford to Make in College, the Graduate Survival Guide. And Rachel and Anthony did that. It is a fabulous book for you to give away for graduating seniors. The mistakes you can make in college that you shouldn't make. It's beautifully laid out. It's a gorgeous book, 4-color piece all the way through, and the DVD in the back where you can watch a lesson taught by Rachel and by Anthony on these 5 mistakes. So check it out, the Graduate Survival Guide, Mistakes You Can't Afford to Make in College. Be part of Rachel's book signing tomorrow night in San Antonio. So Texas, we're going to be with you all weekend. We're excited about it. Looking forward to it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Scripture of the day, Galatians 6:9, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Neil Armstrong said, I guess we all like to be recognized not for one piece of fireworks, but for the ledger of our daily work. Very true. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. Right now, welcome spring with site-wide savings at Blinds.com. They make buying blinds, shades, shutters, drapes fun, affordable, easy. Now through May 2nd, you get 20% off anything at Blinds.com if you use the magic word, the promo code Ramsey. Ramsey at Blinds.com. Today's question is from Terry. He says, what is the definition of a millionaire? Well, the definition of a millionaire is someone with $1 million, a $1 million or greater net worth. Net worth is defined as what you own minus what you owe. If you sold everything off, paid all your debts, would there be $1 million or more in a pile? What you own minus what you owe, your assets minus your liabilities. When that equals $1 million, you're a millionaire. When it equals $1 billion, you're a billionaire. It has nothing to do with your income. Although, obviously, the higher your income, the more likely you are to be able to build assets and savings and investments and so forth towards having a net worth of $1 million. But if you have investments of $1 million that are creating an income, if they created an income of 10% on average across $1 million, you'd have $100,000 a year income without working. And that's why people try to achieve net worth, assuming the net worth is income producing. Then it moves you in that possible direction. Of course, owning your home is not income producing, but it is an asset. And so your home is part of the equation, what it's worth minus what you owe on it. And the difference is called equity, and that is part of your net worth. What you own minus what you owe. We do millionaire theme hours here on the air. And if you are a millionaire, we need to hear from you. We need some millionaire stories because we're going to be doing a millionaire theme hour soon. And what the millionaire theme hour consists of is me interviewing millionaires to ask them about their lives, and we look for patterns that you can learn from. In other words, if you do millionaire stuff, you get to be millionaires. If you do poor people stuff, you get to be poor people. If you're a millionaire and you do poor people stuff, you'll become poor people. If you're poor people and you do millionaire stuff, you'll become millionaires. Because it is about your habits. It is about what you do. It is you do control these variables in your life. And yes, bad things happen to people. And yes, some people start in deeper holes than others. But it is possible. Very, very possible. So if you are a millionaire, we want to hear your story. And we want our audience to hear your story because it inspires them. And what you do is you can email me at daveonair, one word, no spaces, no dashes, daveonair, at DaveRamsey.com. DaveOnAir at DaveRamsey.com. Put millionaire in the subject line and then put a little bit about your story and a place Kelly can contact you, and she'll contact you and set up a call with you. Not tell you what to say or anything. We want you to be, impromptu, what you're supposed to say, but we want to learn from you, and we'll schedule the call for you to be on the Millionaire Theme Hour. Lauren is with us in Oklahoma City. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. I think I'm doing pretty good because my family and friends can't get me to shut up about you. So,
how can I help?
So, I have an investment question, actually. I know that you always talk about mutual funds, but this past weekend I was reading an article in Forbes, and they were talking about the popularity of index funds and how they might be more beneficial due to lower tax rates and fees than mutual funds. What do you think about that?
Well, an index fund is a type of mutual fund, and it's modeled after an index. The largest one, and the one that they're usually talking about in those articles, would be called the S&P 500. And that stands for a company called Standard & Poor, who rates the largest 500 companies on the New York Stock Exchange, on the stock market. And so the index is an average of those 500 companies. And so whatever the Standard & Poor 500 does is the best indicator of what the overall stock market is doing. People quote the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but the Standard & Poor 500 is a much better actual measure of what the market does, to the point that those of us in the business use that as a baseline of what the market is doing, whatever the S&P 500 does. And so if you have a fund that doesn't perform as well as the index, then you'd have been better off just to put your money into an index, right, into an S&P 500 fund. And I own some S&P 500s. There's nothing wrong with them. But if you can, if you're looking at a mutual fund, say a growth stock mutual fund or an aggressive growth stock mutual fund, you can look at the trend lines in the prospectus. It's really a simple little chart there, and usually even sales materials are on their website, and it shows whether it has outperformed in the last 10 years or 5 years or 8 years or 20 years, if it's outperformed the Standard & Poor 500 or not. And I wouldn't buy a mutual fund if it didn't outperform the S&P. A lot of them don't, and that's what these articles are pointing to, that, you know, instead of buying a dumbed-down fund that doesn't do as well as the S&P, you're better off just to buy the S&P. But the S&P is pretty much the lazy man's way of doing it. It's called passive investing.
Okay.
Because you're just dropping it in there, and whatever the market does is what you're going to get. If you want to do a little bit of work, a tiny bit of research, you can find mutual funds that have outperformed, and I buy them all the time, that have outperformed the S&P. So why wouldn't I? Well, the second part of the question was about taxes. And the S&P 500 does have a tax advantage over traditional mutual funds because they buy those stocks in there and they don't sell them. And so the only time you get taxed, hardly at all, maybe tiny little bit here or there, but 99% of the taxes on your mutual fund on the S&P 500 are only going to be when you cash it out on whatever it has grown.
Okay.
All right. You won't pay taxes on it in the end time. And when you do, if you've held it more than a year, you're only going to be taxed at a capital gains rate, 15%. Where in mutual funds, a regular mutual fund where they're buying and selling the stocks and they're trying to beat the S&P, you may have some gains throughout the year because they may sell some of the stocks in there more often. That's called the turnover ratio. And they may sell some stocks in there more often than the S&P will. So you may have taxes as you go along more than you would if you buy and hold. However, if your mutual funds are in a 401k or a 401k Roth or a Roth or a traditional IRA, you're not paying taxes on this anyway. And so that whole part of the discussion just goes in the toilet if you're talking about a retirement plan. Okay? That's just a bogus part of the discussion. This would only be after you're out of debt, house and everything, you've maxed out all of your investing, and then you want to do more. Well, in that case, that's where I use the index funds because of the buy-hold strategy on the capital gains rate on the gains. But, you know, this idea, there's this whole thing going around that the consumer's getting ripped off by fees and the consumer shouldn't buy traditional mutual funds. Net of fees, you can buy mutual funds inside your Roth IRA that drastically outperform the S&P. And if you get with a Smart Investor Pro, they can help you do that. It's really not that hard. And so, but there's this, I don't know, it's kind of a victim mentality that's floating around in that articles like the one you're referring to. And some of the people, there's structural flaws with the economy, and everyone in the investment world is just there to rip you off and all this bunch of crap. And truthfully, there are some people there that'll rip you off. But most of the mutual funds, the fees aren't that high. Net of fees, they outperform the S&P. Net of fees. Because the S&P has some fees to it, too. They're just not commissions. They have annual maintenance fees to deal with as well. So the answer to your question is that, yes, you can buy an S&P, but I really wouldn't because I would buy a traditional mutual fund that outperforms the S&P, especially if I'm doing that inside of my retirement account, where it's protected from taxes, at least for today anyway. If it's a Roth IRA, it's protected forever from taxes. So, cool stuff. Hey, thank you for the question, Lauren. I appreciate you calling in. Those of you that need help with that, just click on SmartVestor at DaveRamsey.com. I'm not in the investment business, but that'll refer you to the people I recommend for investing. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey guys, it's Blake Thompson, Senior Executive Producer of The Dave Ramsey Show. This hour of the show is over, but feel free to check out our YouTube channel where we have over 2 million views each month of debt-free screams, millionaire hour clips, Dave rants, and more. All free, anytime, anywhere.
Hey guys, this is Dave Ramsey reminding you to catch The Dave Ramsey Show live on our YouTube channel weekdays